All right. Good morning everyone. Good morning. I see Julius is already here. Desmond, you're already here. Thank you guys for joining. Hope you guys had a great night wherever you are, or great morning. I don't know in Mogadishu which for Desmond what time it is there, but yeah, good morning guys. All right, so as usual, you know the drill. Let's get into prayer and get started afterwards. Father, we say thank you for this morning. Thank you for the beautiful morning that you've given unto us. Thank you that we are back here yet for another one more session before we break off for the holiday to celebrate the birth of our Lord Jesus Christ, Lord. Even as we look into the charts one more time this week, we ask of your goodness, we ask of your kindness, we ask of your knowledge, Lord, to be the one guiding us, Lord. Let your Holy Spirit guide us through these setups that we are going to be looking for, Lord, in the market. Let us be able to see some perfect entry and deposit levels, Lord, that we should be taking and benefiting from, Lord. Thank you for the profits we're going to make today. As we break off, Lord, we say thank you, and we give you all the glory and all the honor. In Jesus' name we prayed. Amen. All right, so as usual, we start with crash 500. Oh, really? We are in the same time zone. That's good. All right, so we start with crash 500. Right. Okay, so guys, don't forget to share, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe if you've never done that. Go ahead and share. Go ahead and share it to family and friends, those who may be actually interested in the holiday makers package, in the holiday makers offer. You can share with them. If they're interested, then they can come around and we study in Jan. All right, so yesterday's crash, I wanted when it breaks that level. Remember, I told you if it breaks that level, I'll be entering immediately with sales. But for the buys, I will not be doing that. And that's what I did. I did not enter any more buys because it is still very bullish. Remember, we are headed to that level. So right now, I have no business with crash. I don't want to. This was what, H1? Yeah, H1, so it did not do that, so I can still delete these. So right now I still have no business with this asset. If I go to H4, this was a break of structure. Did I miss a buy when it was here? It has low liquidity, it has low momentum, I mean, so a market like this, I can't enter it. Look at, according to H1, look at the higher high, the higher low, the higher high, the higher low, the higher high, the higher low. It is very crazy to trade something like this. Yeah. If you go to M15, yeah, probably would have entered on M15 and traded it. You could have made some money, but still I was not fully convinced to enter more buys here because the momentum is very low. If I do this, probably if I had seen this, I would have made the entry. This was early morning today, around maybe 3, yeah, this right there, for that kind of a buy. At least that one I would have taken it if I was in the market by that time. 3, yeah, I think around 3. Let me see the time here when it did this. This was 1 2 3, yes, around 3 when it came to this level right here. That was 3. So I would not have I would have entered it if I was in the market by 3 a.m. Alright, so that's it on Crash 500. No business here, because if it breaks this, that means still we are bullish. But if at all it breaks that, I don't hesitate to make my sell entries if it breaks that level. That is it. So basically we needed to break this so we can continue down below to look for that, look for a pullback. But if it breaks up, then it continues with buys. Remember, we are looking for it to reach that target. That's what we need, and that's what is happening. So apparently that's what we know that is happening. Alright, so that's it on Crash 500. We can only leave it on M15 and hope for probably this breakout. If it doesn't happen, then we continue with buys, of which I will not enter at all. I missed my chance a long time ago for the buy, for that swing buy. So right now I cannot force any buy unless if it comes like how it had come right here or down here for this kind of a buy on M15. Alright, so that's it on Crash. Let's now head over to Boom 1000. Hey Patrick, good morning to Boom 1000. So with Boom 1000, we made money yesterday. We made money for those who are on VIP. We made that money. Let me show you. That was on M15. Our entry was on M15. When price failed to break there, in fact right here, I made my entry right here. I made my entry right here. This is where I made my entry. I made my entry right there, but then it tried to play games to try and go look for my SL. I had not put an SL, but still if I had put an SL, that was the line there where I was thinking to put my SL, and that's why I wanted to put my SL. So I had not put an SL. Even though I had put an SL right there, it would not have taken me out unless if it had a big spread. So that's where my SL was supposed to be, right there. But then it dropped down and hit my TP right there. That was our TP, our first TP. Those who are on VIP, remember I told you, according to H4, we are still very bearish. Why? Because we had grabbed liquidity on this level, where that would be a fair value gap on daily time frame right there after the change of character on H4. So that's what we had already seen. So now I can take off the history, and we now see that it was grabbed perfectly. So now I can delete these, can delete that. Now we clearly see that H4 currently is below our 10 MA, which is a good thing. So we had these two levels for our entry. This was one of those, and then the other one was to grab a look for stop losses of the early sellers above there. So currently we have gone for this, but price has not yet gone down. I see here it is retesting on certain support on MH1, certain support level on H1 right there. In fact, I could use this OB right here. What is happening? I could use this OB right here and that will be the support right there. I see a support right here on H1. So apparently H1 can decide to first go up, but we've seen H4 is already below our 10 MA and it is already looking for sales, as you clearly see it. As you clearly see it, it is already below our 10 MA, and this is where we had our change of character, and then now we have gotten our lower low and then lower high up there. So are we going to see continuation of sales, or we're going to see buys? Remember, according to daily time frame, we've been in a buy right there. We've been in a buy, but it had not given us something clear. In fact, just that now that I've seen this, it had hit the TP level of heads and shoulder right there. So this was like the TP level of the heads and shoulder right there. Are you seeing that? This was the heads and shoulder. So it had hit that. Those who remember this, those who don't remember this, you can go to our previous episodes. You'll be able to see this analysis where we talked about this. After hitting the TP, now clearly we started to see this. Remember, it is reacting to that level right there. One may say this was a support level right there, and price is reacting to such a level. Is it? Almost. It did not touch it, but it almost touched it, so we cannot use it for now. But it is reacting to that, and we wanted it to come test a level like this, and then we get back into buys perfectly according to according to daily time frame, because we need buys on daily time frame, but also on the weekly time frame we need buys. So the general trend is a buy, but looking at a weekly time frame, you will see that if you first delete all those, you will see that if you look at price action, you will see that this was a change of character, and also was our lower low, lower high, then our lower low. Now it came here to look for a lower high. Now it's dropping according to price action, not according to indicator. So it's dropping for this kind of a move to continue selling. But the sell, I told you, if the sell comes here and fails to break this level there, then we will start buys strongly, just like we need on the weekly time frame and on the daily time frame. So now that's why I confirm that sales are still on before we buy according to daily time frame. So right now I wouldn't be looking for buys according to what I've just seen on the weekly and on H4. Yes, daily may be trying to look for buys, but it's not yet. H4 has to first sell all the way down below. Probably it will give us a break of structure or not. And once it does that, it does give us a break of structure, then we will continue with sales just like we want on the weekly. But it's likely to fail and then first push us back for the buys. So for now, I will keep on looking for sales, then buys, just like we've seen on H4. Now go to H1. We have that kind of structure. If I go to H1, this is a change of character on H1, which already shows me reversal on H1 to continue selling. So I can anticipate probably a short pullback to look for some momentum to break this support. So all I can do is probably I can wait for price to break this support, or if I'm looking for a sniper entry, I can wait when price reacts to this change of character level all the way there according to M15. According to M15, that is what I could wait for on M15 time frame. Alright, so M15 is clearly buying according to what we've just seen now. Is buying, is in an uptrend. Why is it in an uptrend? After getting to this support level, it gave us a change of character, and now it has made a pullback. It has made a pullback and then given us a break of structure right here, right there. That is a break of structure. Now it's looking for a higher low, then a higher high. The H4, the next H4 is going to start in a few minutes, in 7 minutes actually to be exact. So if I look at this current H4, it is sort of having, the previous H4 was a Malibuzu candle, looking at that, but then this one has gotten some rejection. So we can as well wait for how it's gonna close, because this was a Malibuzu candle, the next may be a sell candle. So let's wait for this to close. Let's wait for this to close. This may not be that kind of a strong support since it is on H1, so we are likely to break it on the next H4 and continue with sales. So having said that, I will leave this asset on M15. I'll leave this asset on M15, and I may enter trades immediately if it breaks this level. This will be my other analysis, my other analysis scenario that I will be waiting for if price breaks this level, and I'll be immediately entering my sales immediately. All right, so that's it for now according to Boom 500. Let's now Boom 1000. Let's now head over to Boom 500. Oh, still on Boom. I was still on Boom 1000. I've talked a lot. All right, so Boom 500. All right, it's sort of getting into shape of what we want. Remember, I said we are anticipating a heads and shoulder kind of scenario on Boom 500, and clearly we saw yesterday that that candle closed as a buy, but it did not close above this level, and today has started as a sell. You have to get into consideration that I've just said. Yesterday it did not close above, but today has started as a sell. So it is something that we can work with, although we are seeing a lot of rejection from our buyers, as you can clearly see on H4. We are seeing a lot of rejection from buyers, as you can clearly see on those candlesticks, as you clearly see them. Now, if we are having a rejection on H4 and H4 sort of wants us to continue buying, then it's a bit tricky for us right now. It's a bit tricky. I want to sell on daily time frame, I want to sell on weekly time frame, but on H4 I want to buy. Weird. Okay, so let me see M15 I want to sell, but we've been consolidating for a while now. So let's now look at this consolidation on M15. Yesterday I wanted price to break this and then retest, then I make my entries. It did not happen, so I can now delete all this. Yes, I'm still anticipating sales, but just what I've just seen on daily, on H4 has made me to think otherwise, because there's a lot of rejection coming in from buyers. All right, so this is what I see now. Since it is consolidating, I can understand the rejection. I can understand the rejection that I'm seeing on H4. Yeah, since it is consolidating right there on M15. But then the other scenario is it is on a resistance level right there. That is a resistance level right there. Now if it is on a resistance level, we have about 60% chance of price to drop down because it is on a resistance right there. Now of course CCI, our CCI may be showing us that we need to be looking for that for the buys, but according to the structure and according to this chart pattern, if price goes below my 10 MA again, I believe it's gonna break and continue down, and this time it will be coming all the way to this TP, all the way to that TP right there. That is where we know price is gonna come to right there. That is our TP. Now what is it going to be? What is it going to be? What are we going to see? Now that is H4, this is H1. There's both rejection from buyers and sellers. If you look at H4 and H1, let me zoom in. There's rejection from sellers and rejection from buyers. That will tell us that anytime from now it's gonna break down and then it will give us sells, because that's what we are already anticipating on this kind of chart pattern, which is going to be, which is heads and shoulder pattern. So a new H4 has just started. The previous one closed with a hammer, as you can clearly see. Even the other one was a doji, but all of those are sell candles, not buy candles. The other one was a hammer, so it's quite crazy. All I can wait for is to wait for price to break this level right there, to break this support trend line, or to break this resistance level up here. All right, so that's it for this asset. I will wait for that. If it breaks up, I may not even have a room to make an entry for this asset to continue bias. I don't see why it can even go there. No, this is weird. Okay, so we have a support right here, I mean a resistance right there. So since a new H4 has started and price has already grabbed liquidity on M15 all the way there 2 times, and that is a support, I mean a resistance right there, I have a strong feeling that it's not going to go back again. It's not going to go back above there again, because it has now started a new H4 and it has failed to break that level again. So I believe sales are coming. I believe sales have started, actually not coming, but sales have started. I believe sales have started. I believe sales have started. They may linger around when they reach this level, but sales have started. A new H4 has started and a new H1 has started. So sales are on. Can I enter now? If I enter now, my stop loss is going to be all the way up there. All the way up there. My stop loss is going to be all the way up there. So what are you saying, Dan? Can we wait? We can try to wait. We can, and see. Let's see how this H1 closes. Let's see how this H1 closes. We've just started a new H1, so let's wait and see. All right, so that's it on this asset. The previous candle closed with a rejection from buyers as a hammer, sort of a hammer there, and now we see a new candle has started of H4. If it goes below a 10 MA and closes below it, I think that can also be an extra confirmation for us to make the decision. But for now, I'm not going to enter any sales. V25S. All right, so okay, yesterday, this is the very first trade we made, and we made a loss as we were on the stream, as we are still streaming in on the analysis. I was looking for a sell right there, but I made an early entry, which it was my bad to do because it had not even reacted to a supply zone. It was my mistake. It was my mistake. I was a bit early for it. So this was a sell I was looking for, to reach down to this trend line. It did not actually reach the trend line, but it did go down just like we wanted, and that was the history right there. I had made my entry early here before it reached into our supply zone. That was our supply zone down below. So once it reached the supply zone, look at the candle that came through again. It was an engulfing bearish candle there, which made this drop possible for this kind of a sell move that I was already looking for. All right, so that's how I did. Then the other trade I was in for so long, I decided to move out of it since it had reduced some of my losses. So I decided to move out of it and counted my losses. I didn't want to keep in it for the whole week. Yeah, so I closed it with a loss. So I now been looking for a recovery, which we can easily get within this setup. So let's now remove the history, and let's look at what we're having. All right, so that is a perfect resistance right there, and clearly price failed to come to this trend line, but I think it will come to it. I don't want to shift and put my stop loss here. I think I should actually, because clearly it went and touched that trend line up there, so that makes this a valid low and a valid high. So yeah, that means it should be there like that. So now it's coming to this level, it's coming to that level. Okay, so according to H4, we need sells or buys. We need sells. According to daily time frame, we need sells. According to weekly time frame though, we also need sells. So why are we not selling? Because we are in this consolidation, we are in this sort of like a channel, and we know it's going to break out with this kind of a buy later, and then we come in strongly with sales. We come in strongly with sales from that angle there. We come in strongly with sales from that level right there. So can we now Can we now anticipate some sells? I believe we can. Why am I saying this? Look at this. This is a rejection right there. This is a rejection. Price is rejecting this OB, which is a support, is rejecting price to come to this trend line, meaning the buys are coming through anytime from now. Buys are coming through. Buys are coming through anytime from now. In fact, I think I can enter buys from that support. Let me go to M15 and confirm this. Yeah. I think it is time for the buys. A new H4 has just started, meaning the previous one closed as a sell. This should be a buy since we are seeing rejection from this very level. But I will wait for price to give me a perfect entry on M5. So I'm going to wait for M5 to start buying. So according to what we've just, what I'm now anticipating is the new H4 is trying to continue selling according to M5 to give us a week, and then after that it's gonna give us an entry according to M15 for buys to continue. But that perfect entry is gonna come from M5 and M1 to give us this buy. So according to M5, I'm going to wait for that move so that I can be oversold. That's where my indicator comes in to confirm what I need. Right there, I need to confirm this to be oversold, M5, and then I get in with buys. And that means even M1 will be ready for the buys. So for now, no business. M5 is where I'm going to leave this asset and wait for when the buys start. So when price gets above my 10 MA on M5, I think I'll be ready for the buys. V75. Volatility 75. Alright, so V75 volatility 75. We actually made money. Yeah, I've remembered. We made money here. I had one entry which was a bit early, which was around there, and then another entry which was around here, and it was taken out. This first entry was taken out because I had put my tight stop loss around in this box here, and I was taken out. I don't know why I had put it there, because this was already a fair value gap to grab liquidity from. So this was my bad already to do that. But the other entry gave me our TP, just like you see right there. So that was a TP that we hit when you started to play games here, only to just later continue with the buys. So we made money here. I was able to recover the loss I had made there, and that was how we made that money yesterday together with the VIP guys. So right now, remember our anticipation was price to get there, grab liquidity, drop down again. Remember, this was the analysis right here yesterday. Price to get up there, grab liquidity, drop down around this fair value gap, this one right there, this same fair value gap we're on, and then get back into buys and continue buys to break perfectly and continue. This was the move. If I can put it on H1, you'll see it perfectly. That was a move. Come back here, then break and continue to come at least all the way to that level right there. So apparently we've now seen that move. We've now seen this move. This is the move. This move is this move. Although we see sort of like a change of character on higher time frame like H4 and H1. So now I want to delete these. I want to go to H4. I see H4, it's just a pullback, and now we are getting ready for the buys. Really? Not really. Not really, actually. Not really. It can easily break this level and give us a break of structure to continue with sales according to H4. So it's likely not to be buys that we may see. Why? Looking at this level, it has reacted to that level as like a break of structure level right there. This was a lower low, lower high, lower low, then it gave us a change of character here and decided to go back into buys. But after that, after reaching that level, it has given us another change of character according to H1 and M15, which means that we are now again in a downtrend according to H1 and M15. The problem is that it is consolidating a lot. It is, look at that candle structure right there. Look at that candle structure. It is consolidating a lot. So I cannot trade something like this, even though I know H4 is still selling. But even though it is still selling, this is also a support area right here where we are. This where we are, it is a support area, and price can easily react to it and continue buying. So let's understand what we are looking for on daily time frame. Daily time frame, we need buys. How about weekly? We need buys. So clearly we are going to be looking for more buys if this current candle goes above my 10 MA on H4. I will not do anything until it goes above my 10 MA on H4. I will not look for any buys because it can easily break and continue with the downtrend, just like I showed you. Sorry, I don't know why I normally do this. Instead of zooming out, I misplace my cursor to something else. Okay, that was what, V75. Okay, so I was zooming out right there on H4. It can easily break that and then continue down to this level where we may get to start our buys strongly. So for now, it's a no-go for me until I see another perfect setup that I can work with. It can easily continue selling, but also it can easily go above our 10 MA on H4 and give us now buys because it has reacted here after giving us a change of character right there. Okay, so no business. On lower time frame, we are selling. On higher time frame, we should be looking for buys. That's where the confusion is, and that's why I'm not going to be making any entries at all. Jump 50. So J50, we made money. Yeah, we made money. J50, we made this money. Or for those guys who are on VIP, we got this signal perfectly. Even though it tried to take us out, our stop loss was tight around there. That's where our stop loss was, very tight. Surprisingly, it did not look for the stop hunt. It did not go for the stop hunt. If it had gone for the stop hunt, we would have been out and then it would have continued selling. It was our luck that it did not look for the stop hunt. Now, after that, it broke and continued selling to hit our TP. This was our TP according to the analysis we had made in the morning. We wanted price to reach here and then we start to enter our buys, but it actually did not end, we did not give us an entry for buys. It kept on selling until it reached this level, until it reached this level right there, until it reached that OB on M15 right there, and then consolidated a bit on it and then shoot to the buys. So right now we don't need all this, we can delete it. And okay, we know that is the shooting that we wanted, so this shoot is right there. That is what we are seeing. So let me go to H1, remove history. So congrats guys, those who are not on VIP and were able to follow up that analysis and made that money, congrats to you guys. Now we have a break, we have a change of character, we have a change of character. This was our lower low, that was our lower high, so this is our valid change of character on H1. On H4, same thing, that will be the change of character on H4. Okay, so now the buy is on. The previous H4 was a sell, small candle, and now this one has started as a strong buy candle. So are we in for the buys on M15? Let me get to see that. Yeah, we are in. So why do we have to wait? I don't think I can wait here. Let me get in with my buys, and this is going to give us a big stop loss, which will be down below there. It's gonna give us a big stop loss. Why? Because we are trying to continue with buys, and that means if I'm using my, I'm going to be anticipating only a 1 to 2, not a 1 to 3 this time. I'm gonna be anticipating a 1 to 2, not a 1 to 3. A 1 to 3 would be there. Maybe it can reach, maybe it cannot, so let's have it there. But it means that if price reaches here, I can easily move out, because I want a 1 to 2 minimum. Maximum a 1 to 3 right there. Alright, so now delete these. Delete these. Okay, so now we've made our buy entries because we know that buys are going to continue without fail. Why is that so? Clearly, this was our change of character, of course, on H4, but looking at that, that is our higher high, higher low according to M15, and it has reacted to that OB. And looking at how the previous H4 closed, it was having low momentum, and now this new H4 is likely to push all the way up to give us, in fact, to break that level. So it is likely to hit our target if nothing happens to bring this pullback down below. Remember, new H4 has just started 21 minutes ago, so let's see how this is gonna pay out. We wanted price to reach there, grab liquidity. We are still on the right track. Wanted price to reach there, grab liquidity on that fair value gap on daily time frame, and then drop for the sell. So that's why I had to make that decision. It is a big stop loss according to intraday traders, but according to swing traders, it's not a big stop loss. You can as well, for swing traders, they can as well have their stop loss right in there, at least 50% of this fair value gap. That would be their stop, their perfect TP level. But for us intraday traders, this would be our second TP level right there. Remember, our first is on the 2, risk to reward ratio 1 to 2. Then our second is the 3. Then our third is there. That will be our third TP level to that fair value gap. on the daily time frame. All right, so having said all this, let me delete this now, and let's remain with that, holding our analysis. Okay, J25. J25, yeah, that sale happened even though we did not enter it. I normally excuse myself on setups of J25 because it is very risky, and if you make any mistake and you're not sure, you're not having all the confirmations, you may face it rough. So that's why I normally extend myself from setups that are very complicated for this asset. So that became a resistance level. Looking at that clearly, and looking at this on this other side, this is a break of structure, giving us a lower low. Now it has given us a lower high up there, reacting to that same resistance level. Now I believe sales are on according to what we see. Now this TP was perfectly hit, even though it did not reach this trend line. I don't know why it did not reach it. So I can delete that. I don't know why it did not reach that trend line. But what we've just seen from even that previous H4 candle, there's a lot of rejection coming in from sellers. So we have a feeling that it's still selling, just like you can see. Even to add to that, this right here is sort of like a flag. So the general trend is still a downtrend. This move has to come through. You have to know that this move has to come through, and probably it's gonna be coming to, not to that OB, but to this fair value gap on the H4 time frame. That fair value gap right there. All right, so having seen this, I believe I am gonna be looking for sales. So let me go to M15 and confirm if I can sell now. Not really, not ready for this sell. It's not ready for this sell, so we can wait. We are going to wait for a perfect entry for the sales on M15. On M5 it is ready to sell, but M15 is not ready. So I'm gonna wait for M15. Let's wait for M15. But if it does break this level, we might as well enter sales. If it breaks that level, we might as well enter sales. But I see it go all the way up, all the way there to that OB or to this fair value gap. This would be my anticipation. All the way there to get the perfect entry for the sales, because we need to sell on M15. All right, this arrow here, let it not confuse you, it is for what we are anticipating. So I can push it a little bit here so that when you're on M15 you don't see it. So that's what I'm anticipating right about there. Why? Because according to M15 we got our change of character right here, right there. That is when we got our change of character to actually push for buys. So change of character, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. So it has to come around there to fail to give us a new higher high, and then we drop down for a downtrend. All right, that was J25. Now let's roll to J10. All right, J10, I don't think we made an entry yesterday. Did we? The guys on VIP, I don't think we made an entry on J10, but me personally, I made an entry of more sales. I made an entry of more sales. Where did I make that entry from? Yeah, that was an entry there. I made it, I think I made it when I was giving an example for my guys on the class. Yeah, that's when I made this sell, because it had already given me this kind of I had reached that point of interest there, and it was a very clean thing, and I saw that price had already gone below my M5 kind of time frame, below my 10 MA on M5. So I made that perfect entry, almost a sniper, not a sniper but almost, and then I took it out when it looked for this liquidity down below this previous level right there. That's when I closed it. You can see that was a perfect exit level, and then the market started to buy again. So that was yesterday. I did not share this signal to my VIP, apologies to that. I was in the class when I did this move, when I did this sell move. I was in the class already. So what we wanted yesterday was reach there, return to this level, and then we get in with buys. It sort of happened that exactly like that, but it went a bit below it to give us the buy that we wanted, this very buy. And clearly the buy happened perfectly and reached our TP level. So the analysis was on point yesterday. So anyone who was on this analysis yesterday and was able to follow it up, you should have made this money, and congrats to you guys, anyone who followed it up to make this money. The pullback from this level to here, and then later we get in with buys, perfect, and then hit the TP level up there, and then we have started to sell again. So I can now delete all this, it can go. Now I don't know what is happening. Let me go to H4 and see. All right, H4 is getting oversold, but not really. Still looking for more of sales according to H4, and this move that we need here, we may not see it, just like for what I've just seen on H4. We may not see it. The move that I wanted to reach there, we may not see it. According to weekly, we are still, according to weekly, you should be looking for buys, but we cannot buy before daily gets ready for the buys. Daily is already looking for buys. It's only H4 that still needs sells. Okay, that is perfect. That is okay now. Now that we know, I will not enter anything right now. I will not make any decisions now. All I can see is that price has given us a change of character according to M15, according to H1. And now if I'm to enter, I will need a pullback for continuation of sales. But if I'm to suggest something that we could all wait for is breakout right down below here. This would be a perfect entry for you to wait for. Breakout here on that support. Then you can enter your sales to bring you all the way down below. According to daily time frame, all the way here. But of course your first TP will be here and also go all the way down below. Julia says C500 almost done what we want it to do. Let me first check C500. Crash 500. All right, so okay, reacted there and then dropped. Yeah. This is what, M15. So the next M15 is starting in the next 15 minutes. Is it 15 minutes? Yeah, I think so. The next 15 minutes. No, 12 minutes. In the next 12 minutes. So we can wait for the next M15 to come through. So for now we wait for the next M15 candle. All right, so I was on J10. So all we need is price to give us a pullback, and of which sort of it has started a new pullback according to this new current candle. I see a conference area, so it's likely to play around that game, that level, and then it will drop, So can we wait for something like this? Think we can. Think it might actually happen just like this. So let's wait and see how this will play out. I will not buy. If I wanted to buy, I would go to M5 to look for a sniper on M5. That is the reason there. The scalpers can attest to this. This is where you want to make your sniper on a conference area like that for this pullback. Remember, this will be a pullback move, so you would want another confirmation on M1 when price fails to continue to break this level, and then you enter your pullback scalping move to reach there. So M1 is gonna come here. Once it fails to break this level, then you have your entry for the buy. All right, enough of that. I don't normally scalp such a move. I normally leave such moves. So let's now wrap it up with gold and we call it a day. Now I was furious with gold because it played games on me and later moved exactly how I wanted it. Yeah, but I realized even yesterday I had not done an AMD kind of analysis to understand what was going to take place. So my bad there. Even after drawing these trend lines, I still knew that it was going to sell, but I was unable to get that perfect entry. In fact, I was told in our VIP that it had done exactly what we wanted late after it had taken me out on the second time. So I lost money here yesterday. I lost money 2 times. I was selling it, it played games there, and then when it went there, that's when I realized it was giving us this rising wedge. But I missed to enter when it started to actually push for that, so that I could recover that. So I lost there. Well guys, that was a loss on gold yesterday, so I need to look at how to recover probably before the holidays. I don't know if we'll be able to recover before the holidays. Yes, of course, the entries that we made yesterday on other assets are able to recover this loss, but most of the times if I make a loss on a certain asset, I use that very asset to recover its loss. Yeah, so that's what I normally aim at. But the profits we made on other trades gave us even profits. We didn't make a loss yesterday, but just a loss here on an asset is what I'm looking for to recover its own losses. All right, so what are we seeing? Let's start a day and try to see. We see equal highs, we see a change of character, we see a high there, we see a pullback here, and now we see prices trying to go back up according to H1. According to H4, we clearly see that that was a change of a break of structure. This was a break of structure right there. with a high, and that candle giving us rejection right there from both ends, from sellers and buyers. So it's sort of like a doji in a weird way. According to daily, we of course see break of structure here, strong break of structure with a Malibuzu candle like I showed you yesterday, and the buyers continued, and like I told you, it's gonna continue because that already showed you that buyers are still strongly pushing. So according to weekly, that was a break of structure too still, and clearly we are seeing some rejection coming in from sellers currently, but we can't not worry about that right now. All we need now to do is look at H4. H4 already wants sells, but we have, according to price action, we are still very bullish because of the break of structure, unless if price gets there and fails to break that previous high, and then we will think of dropping massively. But as of now, we are still skeptical to sell massively because we are seeing break of structures. We are still very bullish. So if I go to H1, I see that we are looking for sales, but still no business yet. If I go to M15, I see a support on this level. I see a support right there. I see a support right there, and I see price is playing games around it, and I see buys are coming through. And looking at this, I can literally tell that we are going to sell. We are likely going to sell in the New York. Yeah, just like we did yesterday, like this move, we are likely to see this move again today, and then later we continue with buys again. So this was Asian. This was Asian right here. All this around here, this is Asian time frame. I mean Asian market right there. The London has just started at 11, so this is Asian. So this tells me that London is likely to consolidate. London is likely to play games. It is likely to consolidate, but I may not look at that consolidation if I don't look at what I'm seeing in the structure. So I don't have a structure that suggests a consolidation, but I have a structure that suggests buys. That's for real. I have a structure that suggests that we are going to actually buy. Why? Because of this move right there. So I believe we are going to actually buy and come to a level like that according to this structure. So looking at M5, I'm going to wait for this move. It's going to happen in this London session. It's going to happen. So this is like a scalping move, and this one move can actually recover the loss that we made. So having seen this, what am I going to do? I think I'm going to wait for price to come again down. If it fails and breaks here, then I will enter immediately when it breaks out of this trend line. But if it does react to that trend and comes back down, then it will even give me a better perfect entry for this kind of a buy move that I'll be waiting for. So for now, no business. Now we may do this, and then later we consolidate around there and then drop according to New York. So things have changed. I think the London is going to buy and reach there, and then later we consolidate a bit until the New York comes in, and then we drop for the New York session around 4 p.m. So for now, it's gonna be a no-go for me until I see a perfect move that I need. London, we are likely to drop in the New York session. In New York session, we are likely to drop. All right, that is some good momentum buy candle there. So I think there might be some news. You guys know better. Do we have some news on London? I mean on let me see here, Forex Factory. Forex Factory. Let's see if we can get to understand if we have in some news. Oh yeah. Wait. Today we have unemployment claims at 4:30. At 4:30 we have unemployment claims. We are going to sell. It's gonna shoot down. I believe we are likely to see some sales at 4:30. So from 4 to 4:30, wait, we may see some sales. We have some unemployment claims in the New York session. That new the report is gonna be released. So apparently it's a German holiday. EU, so the Europe, we don't have any news we don't have any news that may impact the London session. So yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, no business here. We will wait. It's gonna be some big movements at 4:30. So no business now with this. We just wait for what we need to do according to M5 and M15. If I get a perfect drop down here, I'll be ready for the buy to go there. That's what I need today. I need one single move, perfect move to reach my target there, and I'll be out. I may not even trade news if I get this move. I may not even trade the news at 4:30. All right, so that's it for today. Let's now wrap it up with a recap. Reminder that the holiday makers offer is still available, so please, if you have those that you need to bring in to study some of these concepts, some of these strategies, even though they are not beginners, they can learn some of these concepts that you think they should have, if you think so. Because I'm talking to traders, I know you may know what they need. So the offer is on. It's no longer 400. We are offering it at 300 for the first. I had said 10, but I think I'm going to reduce it to 5 people. Those who will give, those who I will also offer the 1 month free for signals on on our platform, on the Signals VIP platform. All right, so we started with crash 500. All we need is price to break this level. So once price breaks that level, then we will come in with our sells. So the next M15 candle, this current M15 candle has to give us what we need. If it does not, then we have no business with this asset. Boom 1000. All right, I think we can come in with some buys. Yeah, we can come in with buys. So can we buy now? If we buy now, we're going to have a big stop loss, but I think we can. It's weird. No, let's buy. I think I'm gonna enter my buys right now. Yeah, I'm gonna enter my buys right now, and I'll have my stop loss right here. Since I'm buying, I'm not going to be worried about that. so I'm gonna put my stop loss. I'm not really worried about it taking a lot more than what I need it to take. All right, $23 loss, so I need to do at least a 1 to 2, a 1 to 2, a 1 to 2 is what I need. That is a 1 to 2 right there for my first TP. If it goes a little bit down, I will enter another buy, and that buy will be aiming at a 1 to 3, a 1 to 3, which will be right up there. And then I can add another third entry for it to reach all the way up there for that TP level 2. So that's it. We have made my entry. I've made my buy entry. Right now I will make another one. Let's see. I think before this H1 candle closes, I may get another entry for this sell, for the buy. So let me wait and see if I can get a second or third entry, because I may enter 3 times this asset for this kind of a buy move that we are anticipating. All right, so that's it on Boom 1000. Boom 500, it's a no-go for us. It's a no-go. We just broken that, so it's sort of a no-go for us. It has reacted to that same fair value gap, and it is trying to drop. Remember, I told you we can wait for it to drop below this level, and then we can come in with ourselves. We are likely to trade it today. Don't be surprised, we are likely to trade it today. And once you enter, if you can, swing it. If you can, please remember, if you can, swing it. If you cannot, then take your daily target profits and move out, because for the swing traders, we'll be swinging it all the way down below here according to daily time frame. Once it goes below our 10 MA on H4, it's likely to break this level, and once it breaks this level, it's going to drop down massively to this level. So it may take around 3-4 days to get to this level, depending on the momentum to the downtrend. All right, so for now, leave it at probably H1. V25S, we need a pullback here for our buys. If it does not happen, we have no business still, but we are likely buying, and this will be our target right there. That will be our target right there once we get in with our buys. But we are not yet ready to buy, because there is a rejection coming in from sellers and buyers, meaning it's looking for an entry on M5. M5 has to be ready for buys, so that's why we cannot enter at all buys right now. We are waiting for M5 to be ready for the buys. V75 is still a tricky one. I told you that, still a tricky one. Don't even focus on it unless if it breaks this level, then you can enter your sells. But we are likely to see buys if it fails to break this level and goes above our 10 MA. The buys may actually continue, because according to daily and H4, we need buys. All right, so leave this on H1 probably. Now let's leave it on H4, and then go to J50. J50, we entered our buys, currently playing games, but we are in profits. We haven't gone to floating losses yet, but we are in profits. Our stop loss is here. Our TP2 is right there. Our overall TP is right there. So know that this is a 1 to 2 right there. Then that will be the overall TP. J25, we need it there, and then we drop down for this move. J25, why? Oh yeah, we're still selling. So we needed to do it that way, and then we drop for the sell. J10, we are still very bearish still on J10, but if it does go back up there according to M5, then we can come in with a sell on M15, and probably it can easily continue with a downtrend like that if it breaks that level to go below this level. We will, if it breaks actually this trend line, we will be coming in with perfect swing sell move to reach all the way down below here. So for now, no business, we'll leave it at M15 to wait for this move. Can we enter this kind of a move on M5? We need it to give us a confirmation, probably on M1, for us to be able to do this pullback buy move. I don't always advise it, but if you get it right, you can make some quick money and you're out of the market. This is a scalping move for scalpers. That's it for today. Oh, gold, we need buys. We need buys. So until M5 is ready to buy, we will not buy, but it will be ready to buy, and then we will enter those buys to reach that target there. But so far, no business with it until it is ready to give us some buys. Once it gives us the buys, we will enter that buy to pull it all the way up there, and then we'll be out. I believe this trade will be able to recover the loss we made yesterday, which they were very small losses on gold, because we always, with gold, I always use tight stop losses. Yeah, that's gold. In fact, yesterday it taught me that I may start to give it some breathing space, because the way I lost it, it was crazy. The way I lost, look at that stop loss there, stop same level. I was putting my stop losses on same level, and it would just take me out immediately, drop, take me out immediately, drop. That is how I suffered yesterday. So I believe today I may give it some breathing space when I enter the buys today. I hope it will pay off to recover that. All right, so that's it. Let me wish you guys a good day. Happy trading day. We will not have analysis again till Monday. We'll not have the analysis again till Monday. So I want to wish you guys a good day. Happy trading. See you Monday. Bye bye. For the VIPs, we are still together, and then also for those who still want to get this offer of the holiday makers. Probably you have some holiday makers, or probably you have some other people who are not even holiday makers, but they want to grab the offer. It is also available for those who are not holiday makers. So let me wait for you guys. You can still inbox me, the number is there. I'm waiting. The sooner the better, so that you grab also that chance of getting into the VIP signal. So if you bring in people, you have also the offer to have that month of VIP signals for free. So that is also an offer for those who will recommend people to join the class for Jan. All right, let me wish you guys a good day. Happy trading. Bye bye.